All right, this is another one in the series, God's Green Earth, and this is a little bit longer. I called it True Innocence. Whatever seas one has sailed or mountains one has climbed, it becomes evident that the world is large indeed, and no matter how vast the store of knowledge or experience one accumulates, there is always a bountiful amount still left to know, and a larger quantity that remains hidden. And the more we know, the more we discover how much we don't know. That being the case, we share to some small extent the uneven vista of the idiot savant in all their brilliance and ineptitude, sometimes at the same time. We are totally clueless on the one hand and very deliberately conscious on the other. We are capable of purposeful and directed activity, especially when we follow our moral compass and see the world as one entity, complete and whole. But whether or not one refuses to acknowledge the mystery and the majesty and the miracle of earth, of life, it is clear we are but a small part of something much greater than ourselves. Most call it God. But by whatever word you call it or try to condense it into, of course it's more than that. To the extent we've been shown love and caring during our growing up time, we're able to see how much we are connected to all other sentient life on our lonesome little orb we call Earth. If we have not been well loved or socialized, we may see ourselves as alone and separate, but that is an illusion. In our worst moments, we may not feel any particular empathy for others, but that is part of the sickness of man. To be unable to sense the pain of another or to share in the joy of our fellows leaves a hollow place in our hearts and in our souls. For truly, we are joined in a web of life that is fantastically intricate and continuous since it began here on Earth. We are literally formed of stardust, which our darling Joni Mitchell pointed out. Every day, our science confirms our previously intuitive knowledge of our place in the cosmos. And our science also confirms our links to each other and to our common origins. The huge irony is we see all the ways we are ostensibly different from each other, when really we're all basically the same, although still unique. We seldom use our mind's eye or our hearts to see how thoroughly we're connected to everything around us. This myopia of vision, this schizophrenia, is explained in the Bible as Adam and Eve leaving the Garden of Eden. The price of using only our minds to see the world is separation from it. As long as we see ourselves as separate from the world, we permit ourselves to do all manner of things which are asocial, even sociopathic, and in the worst case, psychopathic. By definition, if we behave as Narcissus, mindful of only ourselves, whatever we do will be detrimental to the true path of all life. Because we live in a symbiotic and synergistic way with all other life on the planet, and we must understand and feel our connection to that life. As other life suffers, we suffer. There is no way any one species exists separately from everything else. As we objectify life as things or material, we stop worshiping the divinity of all life as well as ourselves, and continue to lay waste to our surroundings. When we fail to acknowledge there is something we call spirit that is eminent in the material forms we see with only our eyes, we are suffering from a myopia unique to humans. As long as spirit remains totally invisible to our idiot savant mindset, we will remain clueless. When we fail to acknowledge there is an intention to life, an ineffable desire to live, an undefinable yearning that exists in us all, we short-circuit our true connection to what is holy. And what is holy is our desire to live, and that is God-given. What is holy is the miracle of life on a blue-green orb, balanced precariously between thermonuclear fusion and frigid, arid, deep space. What is holy is our awakening to a true appreciation of how we can live with reverence for all life, including ourselves. So true innocence exists in a sense of wonder and gratitude. If we have no wonder in our hearts at what a phenomena it is to be alive, then how can we truly appreciate what a precious gift life is? And if we do not have an accurate picture of our real situation and our real relationship to the world, then it will be no surprise we create a reality which reflects our fears and not our hopes.